The global economy is shutting down, quite literally. Airlines, restaurants, hotels, and everything in between. This is happening all around the world to one degree or another, and governments have been introducing measures to deal with such an unprecedented slowdown. What does the data tell us exactly? You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. I have a really quick video to get into what's going on with the global economy. This is not being discussed by the mainstream media. They are simply looking at what they believe is important, but what about individuals and their wallets, their pocketbooks? What about what they will deal with on a daily basis? Let's look at some of the data right now. This is just sample data, so it's only going to give us some insight, but it's still worth a look. 9% of working Americans, 14 million so far, have been laid off as a result of the issue that's happening. 1 in 4 workers have had their hours reduced. I've seen different numbers depending on where you look, but this is still significant. We're only a couple months into this, and here we have a major impact, a major disruption for so many people. 2% have been fired, 20% have postponed a business trip. Shockwaves just beginning to ripple through the once roaring US economy. We can disagree about that statement. And to give you a little bit more insight as to what these numbers mean, 9% of working Americans, 14 million, is up from 1% the week prior. So there is a major spike upward in just a short period of time. And the laid off workers from 1% to 2%. There have been some major changes with the way that people do business, working from home, and so on. Restaurants are a big factor. I pulled the data from OpenTable, and I want to break that down quickly. OpenTable is an app, it's a website. You can book your restaurants through this, and they have this index that gives us some insight as to what's happening in the restaurants that at least their app is usable. And we're talking about 60,000 restaurants around the world. So to me, that's actually a good sample. As it says right here, we've summarized the data we have from the restaurants on our platform and are updating it daily. So I have the latest data, which was from the 21st, and they give you the breakdown of how they calculate it. The data shows year over year seated diners at restaurants on the OpenTable network across all channels: online reservations, phone reservations, and walk-ins. So the chart is just below this. I'll show you. So here's the chart, and I know the font is small and everything, but I'm just going to describe it to you. The right-hand side, we're looking at the data for March 1st. On the left-hand side, the 21st of March. The left-hand column is all of the different cities, major cities around the world. Most of them happen to be from the US. Essentially, what I want to note here is that as of March 1st, which is only a few weeks ago, the numbers vary. It depends on the city, of course, but they were reasonable. You could say that one particular city was dealing with an issue, or maybe that was just a little bump in the road. But as we move further and further, it becomes very evident that this is a global problem. By the time we get to the 21st, there's nothing left. 100%. That's the statistic that we're seeing pretty much straight across the board. There's a massive downfall in the economy. It is shutting down, and we can see that through many statistics. This happens to be just one of them. This is very serious when we look at it, not just because of the restaurants, not just because of the workers at these restaurants, but what this signals. To me, this is incredibly worrisome for so many people, as the economic hardship will be felt for a long period of time. They keep talking about this V-shaped recovery, and anybody who has ever mentioned this should be apologizing. I mean, at this point, that's just the way it is. But regardless, we're looking at a $4 trillion stimulus bill they want to put through. The Federal Reserve has already committed to, quote, do whatever it takes, just like the ECB, the BOJ, and all other central banks around the world. Unfortunately, like in 2008, where they papered over the problem, this issue they're dealing with, it can't happen that way. That's all for this video. If you found it informative, hit that thumbs up button. When you do, you're supporting me. Thank you very much. I do unique content on Instagram and Twitter every single day. You got to check me out on there at TheMoneyGPS. If you want to learn how to sell online, then I've created a free e-course for my subscribers that you should check out, the AmazonGPS.com. If you want to learn what's happening with the economy, with the financial system, but you don't like all that jargon, I've created 2 books that are so easy to understand, jam-packed with info. Check them out at the link in the description. If you want the audiobook, MoneyGPS.com. Check out my how-to and solutions playlist for so much content that many are unaware of on this channel. Definitely click on it and I'll see you there.